Hello people, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. I hope you're well. This is going to be a bit of a strange video, but I'm going to put it out there nonetheless, purely to ask you to comment and hear what your thoughts are. I've just come away from a conversation from a friend of mine whose opinions I respect massively because, one, he's got a very similar spirit, attitude and outlook in life as I do. Obviously, with him being a bit older than me, he's got a far more life experience and his wisdom is such that I regard what he says with a lot of respect. We've just been speaking about this COVID-19 lockdown bit, and we had this discussion about what is the agenda behind it all. Now, obviously, if we look at what the media says it's all about protection, it's all about safeguarding and all this kind of carry on, which on the surface, according to this particular chap, is what they are trying to sell it as. However, when we started to speak about other matters elsewhere on the globe, the conversation turned in its intensity regarding what the global plan is, regards to the state of the world and the governments around the world. And this guy's opinion is, in order for the governments to remain in control, they first have to cause a lot of friction. And in this friction develops chaos and social disruption, wars, unrest, that kind of thing. In order to break down society, because in his mind the global elite is on about world domination, and the only way to get to that point is to break down the small unit, which is the family unit. Then when we move a little bit further apart, you breaking little clusters like your social circles. Further afield still, you're breaking communities. You break that down. Then you're talking towns and cities, and then you've got everybody right where you want, because then the control is completely handed over. But it stands by, or shall I say, it starts off with breaking you down by taking away your human rights, your voice. It takes away your opinion. You're not allowed to do this. And he mentions in the past that we had warfare. Now it's called lawfare, where the law comes in and restricts and restrains and inhibits us from doing certain things. So what might be applicable and above the law, or within the law, within the law, say 2 or 3 years ago, now might not be within the law. You're now breaking the law by doing something that was totally legal, say 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And how it manipulates society to go on this lawfare kind of route, which the elitist wants us to abide by. I thought it was a really interesting conversation. And then we went on to talk about COVID in particular. And he mentions that in order for people to advertise a new product, say your local shopping center or a new deodorant, or whatever the case might be, but in advertising, in order to get the new advert out from start to finish with the new products out, might take 12 months, might take even 18 months. Which I can understand, because it's the prep work, it's making sure that the product is safe, etc., etc., that the campaigns around the area, they've done all the research for the need for such a product. So I can understand that there's going to be a lot of research, a lot of work that needs to be done in order to get this out. And he mentioned in passing that when COVID came out, the whole planet was in lockdown within an incredibly short period of time. And secondly, within a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks or something like that, a very short period of time when we consider advertising time, banks had adverts on and how they can support and safeguard you if you go to the local shopping center and stuff like this. When we consider laws that need to be written or rewritten, that's a process that takes many months, if not a number of years, to consider the impact of the law. And then within a short period of lockdown, all these laws were submitted and the restrictions came in, and now you can do this and now you can do this, or you're not allowed to do that and you have to do this way. And the question that I had in my mind, and this is where I'm asking you your opinion, do you think that COVID and lockdown was pre-planned, or the advertising was done, say, 2 years or so ago, and with the agenda of the elitists to try and thin out the population by causing friction and anarchy and all this kind of stuff, mentally and emotionally up here, was to again thin the population, break down society by breaking you down, your family unit, etc., etc., etc.? Or was this just a fluke by coincidence, that the whole world was infected and everybody simultaneously was thinking about the same restrictions right across the globe regarding this COVID-19 lockdown thing? His theory is, in order to build a new house in the woods, you need to plunder all the trees, get rid of all the roots, get a space where you can build a new house. And in order to do this, you need to destroy the foundations of the area that you want to build in, the woods in this particular instance. You need to clear out all the stuff in order to be able to lay a foundation in order to build a house or something. And using the same analogy, is this what's happening globally, where our roots as people have been destroyed in order to make space for another agenda, in order to cause a new kind of order when there is disorder? Like I said, a bit controversial, a little bit different. And all I'm trying to do here is just find out where people's thoughts are in lockdown in order to see what we all think and feel. An interesting one. If this has caused you to think and ponder a little bit, please put that in the comments. After you've done all the YouTube admin, the share, the subscribe, hit the bell, pick all, etc., etc. For now, Mark from Kharischangeworks. Speak to you soon.